All right. Hello, everybody. Hello. I am sorry I am late today. Got a little late, hung up doing a bunch of stuff, but we are here. It is 9:28 a.m. You know it's Friday, so we got the shirt that represents Friday. Got the flowers, know what I'm talking about? And, well, we had a pretty good beat on the banks. The banks, JP Morgan had a phenomenal earnings. And as a result of that, the market so far is continuing to do well because JP Morgan continued to put up numbers. And as a result of that, the market has not fallen off too bad. Let me pull up some of these charts. JP Morgan doing what it needs to do is what's keeping this market continuing to have momentum. Every single day, there's new catalysts, and the catalyst today is JP Morgan. Let me just pull them up real quick. We've got 2 minutes till the market open. Good morning from our afternoon from the UK. Benny, thank you for being here. Bay Ray, Yeti, Sasky Rose, Jeremy, David, thank you all. Midwest for being here. Invisible Voices. What do we have? Surrey, Zion, Power Napster, Joseph, Dex, Tess. Thank you all for being here again. Sorry for being late today, guys. JPM. Go to them. JPM. Look at that. Look at that. Up 2% in the pre-market at $151. Why does this matter? Number one, it matters because I have a shit ton of TFC and I need the banks to be good. And so that's the first reason. Number two, if financials do well, then that's one sector of the economy that is saved from this kind of Q2 earnings apocalypse that a lot of Wall Street guys have been predicting. Now tech needs to do well. If financials do well and tech does well, we're good to go. Q2 is going to be really interesting. Earnings are going to be good. It also shows that the economy is in the right place if financials are doing well, in particular, because obviously financials have such an impact on so many other parts of the economy. All right, 9:30 a.m., July 14th, 2023. The stock market is open. Wake your ass up. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. The stock market is now officially open. What do we have? We have Coinbase at $107. Just a little bit down, 106, 107, but it's up nicely from yesterday. JP Morgan, 151. Unity at $47, up 0.43%. Shopify, $70. It did not hit $70 yesterday, but it now hit $70 at $70.73. ARK Innovation at $49.68. ARK is 30 cents away from hitting $50 for the first time since early 2022. S&P 500 at 450. It hit 450 after hours yesterday, which is absolutely just amazing. SoFi, $9.22. The downgrade it got. We'll talk about what Anthony Noto said about the downgrade, but the downgrade really didn't matter because SoFi is back. I'm sure people bought the dip at, what was it, $8.75. Palantir at $16.85, up a little bit from where it ended at $16.65. Western Alliance, Pac West, all other regionals doing well. TFC, this was at $34 in the pre-market. Right now, $33.78. Not bad. Robinhood, $12.44. Robinhood is out from $12. It is down a little bit from yesterday when we went to like $12.60 at some point, $12.50. Robinhood at $12.43. Nvidia. Okay, so I did not know Nvidia was above 450. Before I was going to sleep last night, I looked at my phone and I was like, Nvidia's at 460 right now. Nvidia's at 468. It's 1.16 trillion. The market does not care. Nvidia is continuing to rally. $468 for Nvidia. Meta at $312. Opendoor at $4.80. Microsoft even up really nicely at $348. Amazon at $134. NASDAQ 14,175, breaking the 14,080 that we were at yesterday. So doing very well on that. PayPal at $72. Again, PayPal was $58. Just continuing to rally. Google getting out from this 120-ish, 116 range now at 125. Just a phenomenal week for the stock market. Netflix at $450. Ethereum getting closer to $2,000. CleanSpark at $7.27. I was looking at CleanSpark at about $5. I did not pull the trigger on it. But if Bitcoin goes up, then all these proxy plays are going to go up. Bitcoin right now, if we go to it, BTC, where's BTC? Bitcoin, 31,176. Yep. That is why we're seeing some momentum on the Bitcoin. Look at Palantir, $16.93. Not bad. Let's see if we can touch 17 again. See if we can touch 17. Not bad at all. Not bad. Broccoli Bob, thanks for being here. SMCI all-time highs. Oh boy, hold on. Let's go to that one. Wow, SMCI. See, this is one that, man, I wish we Chris mentioned this at like $70. I wish we spent more time really talking about this one. This is a company that had a 6 PE and it was growing at 70% year over year. Like, that's how special this company. It's still only a $15 billion. I wouldn't chase it right now, but it's a $15 billion market cap, and it's it's a key component of chips in the supply chain for chips. It's like a Nvidia play without having to spend money on Nvidia. This is one of those that, like, man, we should have spent a lot more time being like, why are we not buying this stock? But $295, congratulations to SMCI shareholders. Absolute gem of a company. It's up like 200-300% in the past couple of days or past couple of months. So awesome thing. Again, the story of the morning is JP Morgan at $150. I'm going to pull up their actual numbers on JP Morgan. So let me pull that here. So JP Morgan numbers, we've got net income at $14.5 billion last quarter. That's JPM, or $4.75 a share. Revenue rose 34% to $42.4 billion. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. CEO Jamie Dimon said the U.S. economy continues to be resilient. Consumer balance sheets remain healthy, and consumers are spending, albeit a little more slowly. Labor markets have somewhat softened, but job growth remains strong. I mean, look, if one of the biggest banks in America is doing $14 billion in profits and $42 billion in revenues, it's hard to say there's some massive, horrible recession coming when that bank controls a lot of the economy and all factors of the economy are doing well, and that bank's not missing on its numbers. Those are really good numbers. Those are really, really, really good numbers. Chris says, don't blame me. I tried for a day. Chris, you didn't try hard enough. We needed more. You needed to be like, guys, like, listen to me. You need to, like, strangle us. Listen to me. No, but Chris definitely did try a lot to get us to look at SMCI. The thing is, he was sending that stuff in January, and I was just like, I just didn't care enough in January. And that's the problem. The next time we have a really, really big bear market, I think, let's say it's in 3-4 years. If it's as bad as 2021, I'll be like closer to 30. I will have a much stronger eye on opportunities versus fear of things. And that's just, you get that with time. And I think all of us will get that with a little bit more time as well. Rich Webster, $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Let's finish this week strong. Thanks for always starting off the morning right. Thank you for being here. It means the world to me. I really, really appreciate it. So thank you all for being here. Are we back on Palantir 17? Are we back there? Yep. There we are. 17 Dolores on Palantir. Not bad. All right, let's see what some of the suits have got to say around what's going on. Again, if you're just joining, JP Morgan, phenomenal earnings. And as a result of JP Morgan earnings, markets are continuing to rally. Let's actually listen to our boy Josh Brown. He is remaining more bullish on the back half of the year because he thinks the Magnificent Seven are going to continue to do what they have to do. Let's take a look at that.
Need to talk about this rally. Josh Brown, Shannon 100 and the NASDAQ each hitting new 52-week highs. As you see there, yields, they're down. The 10-year note yield is at 3.79. So, Josh, I'm going to begin with you. The rally goes on. That's the headline, of course. And how about this headline from Goldman Sachs today? Because I think this sums everything up and where I really want to start the show. For the first time in 23, we're currently being asked by multiple clients if we think the S&P 500 is now on track to close at an all-time high before year-end. Quote, I'm going with a yes on this. Wow. Are you going with a yes on that too?
I mean, I hope it does. I don't know precisely, whether or not it'll close up, down, or indifferent relative to the old high, of course. But I would just point out the most important factor going forward from this point would be increased participation. And we're getting it. And so by that, I mean, I don't think the Magnificent Seven can carry us to a new high if the rest of the market is not cooperating. On a year-to-date basis, Judge, only 29% of stocks in the S&P 500 are beating the overall index. That is the lowest reading that we've had since 1998. That's got to change. And things are in motion that tell me it could change to the upside. But until we get to that point, it's tough to feel particularly confident that we're going to, max out across the board and get that all-time high. I think if you go back and you look at some of the best rallies ever, what most of them have in common is that it started with large cap leadership and ultimately it broadened out. And that broadening out is how you get the multi-year rally that we're looking for. Not just let's go.
Josh Brown's calling it a multi-year rally. He's saying this is going to last for a while.
Back and kiss the old all-time high from January 22 and then fade away. So the good news is you are starting to get that participation. You're also getting a couple of other things. An end in sight to the rate hikes, a U.S. dollar that's almost 15% off its September 22 highs. That's definitely helping out not only on price, but also on the earnings front. And you continue to get economic surprises to the upside. So that's where we are right now. Things, of course, could change. But if you ask me, gun to my head, is the new high going to happen? I'm going to say yes also, but I'm qualifying it. I need the rest of the market to continue to catch up to what we've seen in the first half.
I hear you.
All right. I mean, look, Josh Brown is definitely right about that. The reason we're seeing some of these mid caps also get what they need to do is simply because a lot of big tech has rallied and people want a little bit more exposure in different places. So it makes sense for why he's also saying he needs the entire market to continue this rally. Breaking the January 2022 highs will be important for us to keep going into 2023 and 2024 in particular, especially once we get a rate cut. I mean, look, I don't think we get 2 more cuts, to be honest. I think we'll get 1, but after that, Trueflation's showing inflation at 2.11%. So I think it's going to be hard to justify 2 more cuts. But if we do get 2 more cuts by 2024, 2 more hikes by 2024, the cutting is going to be pretty dramatic, and it might not be 25 here, 50 here, it might be 75 here for a couple of them, which should create more catalysts for the market to rise. And so that's going to be really important. Coinbase up another 4% today. ARK Innovation finally hits $50. Let's look at some of the big tech names. Nvidia obviously continuing to do. Wow, Nvidia 473. This is just not stopping. This is just not stopping. Nvidia at 473. It makes me kind of worried that Nvidia is just going to come crashing down given how much it's being valued. But it also makes me think the market doesn't care because, it's kind of like a Tesla situation where there's just not that many competitors to do chips in the way Nvidia is doing it. Tesla breaking out just a little bit at 279. Microsoft 348. Google at 125. I think we saw 126 now. If we go to the Qs are up about 40% on the year. 381. Let me look at the past 3 months it was 309. It was 281 January 24th. We go to the earliest time starting in the year. It was 264 to 381. Not bad, man. If you bought the Qs, you bet on tech. That was your index for all of the Magnificent Seven. You have done pretty well. Artist here, thank you again for the $4.99 super chat. You don't have to do that. Thank you, man. It means a lot to me. It's always cool getting a super chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate that a lot. Let's take a look at what JP Morgan's. Sorry, not JP Morgan's. Eventually, this guy will be as powerful as Jamie Dimon. Well, maybe. We'll see what happens to SoFi. SoFi's CEO, Anthony Noto, had some things to say yesterday about the downgrade. I'm going to play a clip on that, and let's see what he has to say. He handled it really, really well.
I want to start off the conversation. We have so much to talk about, but start off the conversation on that Morgan Stanley note saying that SoFi should be valued as a bank, not as a tech company or a fintech. What's your response to that analyst downgrade?
My response would be we're a diversified financial company that delivers our value proposition via technology. And so analysts can value us any way that they would like, if they want to value us like a technology company or as a bank. If you look at us as a bank, we're a bank that's structuring our business over the long term at steady state to have a 30% ROE. Banks that have a 30% ROE trade at 4 to 5 times tangible book. We're trading below that today. So that's my point of view if you want to value us as banks.
Okay. It's here in Sun Valley.
So he's basically saying, look, if you want to value us just as a bank, even on just as a bank level, forget the fintech stuff, we are still massively undervalued by 4 to 5x. And she starts laughing because she's like, well, you're kind of right about that. I can't. Hard for me to deny that that's the case. Obviously, SoFi doing very well. SoFi earnings are on July 31st. I'm going to be pretty excited to see what we have on SoFi. Look, I think deposits are going to increase nicely. Member growth is going to be fine. The one thing I'm scared about is Galileo, but even what Anthony Note has been saying a couple months ago in some of these conferences around what clients are starting to use Galileo, it starts to see, I mean, if Galileo does well, this can get really exciting. It can get really exciting really quickly with inflation coming down. You know, JP Morgan can get, sorry, not JP Morgan, SoFi can get to a fun level. Oh, wow. Why did the camera close? I pressed the camera off button for a second. That was weird. That was so weird. I don't know why I turned off. What do we have? Do you guys hear me now? Is it better? Is it better? I don't know why the Wi-Fi to this week has been like really weird. For some reason, it's just been bad. And I'm like, I don't have a lot of tabs open. I'm not sure what exactly is causing it, but this whole week has just been stupid. It's been weird. You're good? Okay, cool. We're good. All right. Let's get into some other news pieces for today. So obviously JP Morgan was the biggest deal for today. Another piece of news is that Joe Biden has forgave $39 billion in student debt for more than 800,000 borrowers. The Biden administration announced it would automatically cancel education debt for 804,000 borrowers for a total of $39 billion in relief. The debt cancellation is a result of the administration's fixes to repayment plans, which included updated counts of borrowers' payments. So this isn't really wide-scale forgiveness by any sense of the imagination. This is kind of like some niche specific things. They've forgiven a decent amount of debt over the past couple of years for people who have gone to bad universities or for people who are disabled, just a bunch of different use cases for why they cancel debt. But it's not the overall type of debt cancellation that people have been looking for. Now, in regards to student debt, remember, even if the administration were to cancel $400 billion of debt, if they were to somehow get that through the Supreme Court, which they're not going to be able to do, SoFi is unaffected because the borrowers that SoFi has don't really have to deal with. They're making enough money where 10,000 to 25,000 or 20,000 off their books won't matter. And even if it does take it off, SoFi still has a ton of money to be able to gain or to attack from the refinancing markets. So the administration is trying to do something where they can allow there's a new act they're using to do student loan forgiveness, and it's just not really a good act. It's probably not going to work. It's definitely not going to be constitutional. So it's what they're trying to do is show you the attempt until 2024, until election season, which is smart, but more likely than not, we're going to have to pay back for our student loans. So it is what it is, and that is definitely going to be happening. Now, another thing we got to talk about is crypto. Okay, we've got to talk about crypto. We've got XRP. SoFi taking off at just at 10. Oh boy, hold on. Let me pull up the Weeble. I was going to pull up the crypto stuff. Let me pull up the stock charts. I don't know how many people own XRP, but apparently the SEC said it's not a security or something, or it is a security. So it did well yesterday. I don't even know the full news. I got to get into it, but it's doing well. SoFi is now, okay, it did not hit 10. Oh, it did hit $10 today. Wow, it hit 10.23. Oh, it got sold off immediately at 10.23. I looked at it, it's at 9.40. I'm like, oh, it didn't hit $10. I thought it would be like at 9.84, 9.90. It hit 10.23 and got right back down. Wow. Oh, now I know what my SoFi calls are up. I was wondering why they were up. Wow. Okay. So SoFi at $10.23. That was at exactly 9:30ish. And then it came down just a little bit. Okay, so 9.43. Well, let's go to XRP and then take a look at that. When do you think Palantir will exceed Snow? Come on, man. Is that even a question? Are we talking about Snow? No, I don't know. Snowflake's gonna be fine, but Palantir I think is also gonna be. I think just Snowflake's too expensive. You're paying 25 times price of sales for a company that's not really innovating It's Snowflake's not interesting to me. But if it gets down to like 130-ish, then it's a little bit interesting. Right now, it's a little bit too much. All right, Ripple's XRP token went up 68% in the last 24 hours, leading a wider rally of major alt-cap altcoins as crypto traders digest the key ruling that could stifle U.S. regulators. Solana's and Cardano's Sol and 88 tokens are 26% and 21% higher, while Algorand's and Polygon's Matic coins are up 12% and 9% respectively. Who owns any of these coins? Who owns Solana, Cardano, Algorand, Polygon, or XRP? Do you own any of these coins? For the last 3 years, the SEC and Ripple Labs, who developed the Ripple blockchain and issues of the Ripple token, have been locked in a protracted courtroom battle over whether the XRP, the world's largest cryptocurrency, constitutes a security. Ripple, its CEO, and the company's executive chairman violated security laws when it sold 1.4 billion of XRP. They maintain that its token is not a security, triggering ongoing confusion over which digital coins fall into the regulatory budget. And I guess the SEC ruled yesterday. The ruling by the federal judge is a landmark decision because she challenged the SEC in holding that XRP's XRP token is not a security. So when it was not a security, the stock mooned, or the token mooned, whatever you want to call it, yesterday, and it did pretty well. Own all of them. I have a few thousand XRP. Polygon. I love Cardano. I have 5K Cardano. Wow, you guys actually have some crypto. You have some crypto. Ramu has Soldana. Cardano Matic. I didn't know you guys were into that stuff. I killed it on XRP. Wow. I did not know you guys hit it. You guys said SoFi did not hit 1023. Actually, no, you're right. I just looked at my chart. Yeah, it's June. Yeah, that was June numbers. Okay, so we did not hit $10 on SoFi today. We did not hit $10. That was back in June. Hopefully we hit $10 today. Wow. Okay, so you guys do have XRP. See, now let's go to XRP on its chart. I have a friend who has 10,000 XRP, and he was texting me yesterday about it. And he had 10,000 XRP at 21 cents. So he spent $2,100 on it, and now it's at 81 cents, 77 cents right now. And it was at 21 cents yesterday. Let me look at the monthly. So there's where we at. So it was at 0.46 cents yesterday, and then it exploded up to 0.80 cents. Let me look at the 1 year. All right, so the lowest we got on XRP was November 8th, 2022, and this was at 33-ish. Yeah, the lowest was around 33 cents. So it stayed about 33 cents, and then there's the explosion yesterday. If we go to old time, XRP was at one point. I remember when it hit $1. I actually remember this. I think everyone remembers this. It was like crypto craze. This is when Dogecoin was hitting 50 cents. I remember when XRP actually hit that money. Yeah, I remember this. I haven't looked at it in so long, and then I guess it came down. The lowest it got to was 30 cents, which is not crazy. You would imagine these coins go down really dramatically. It seems like enough people believed in XRP that even if it fell from $1.80 to 31 cents, it didn't go down like 0.004 cents or anything like that. Now at 77 cents. I do know that the XRP blockchain has a little bit more momentum than some of the other ones. So it makes sense. Let's look at the coin market caps of what we've got going right now. Bitcoin at 31,000 is a market cap of 606 billion. Ethereum 240 billion at $2,000. Tether at 83 billion, and XRP at 40 billion. Wow. That is interesting. There are 52 billion XRP in rotation. And there are your coins. Cardano's at 12 billion. Solana's at 11 billion. Solana, I remember, was at $240. I remember this because I had a friend who was buying a lot of it. And I was just like, all right, bro. I was just like, okay, $240 for this coin. I guess it is what it is. But he was buying a lot of it. Dogecoin is the 9th biggest market cap at $815 million worldwide. Wow. And then we just keep going and going and going. A lot of these, some of these are used more. I know a lot of these are like video game tokens as well. Obviously the big 5, I guess, are the ones. The big 10 are the ones that really, really matter. Dogecoin's still being up there. You'd think Elon would do something with Twitter yet with Dogecoin, but he has not. He's paying people in regular US dollars because I guess that's what people want. So there hasn't been a massive Dogecoin integration. If there is any type of proprietary payment system Twitter does, and they use Dogecoin to circulate to 500 million people the payments operating structure, that would be interesting to see what happens with Dogecoin. 63 on the fear and greed index for crypto right now. We're at 85 on stocks in terms of fear and greed. So crypto's getting up there a little bit in terms of the greediness, along with the stocks as well. Palantir now at $16.98. So Palantir also running up a little bit as well. I also find it odd that despite hovering around 30 cents for a long time, XRP is always featured prominently alongside Bitcoin and ETH on every website. Why something is up with XRP? I do know from my, very little research that even in 2021, XRP was one of those tokens that was considered a very strong one, a very interesting one in the crypto sphere. One of the major banks said they would use XRP this morning. Yeah, I guess XRP has some momentum. Nicola's up 30%. Bro, this is insane. Like, I don't get how people are continuing to give Nicola the momentum. SoFi now at $9.30. Not at 10 yet, but at $9.30. Nicola up another 23%. It's kind of insane, bro. 30%. Oh my goodness. It's green with everything else. Where's Carvana doing? Carvana, $40, up 8%. Kava, what was that restaurant group? $48. This IPO'd at 22. It was at $54 at one point. Oh my goodness. Nvidia at 475. Palantir now at 17. Imagine big tech does well next week. Like, imagine big tech actually does amazing. Imagine all these guys kick it out the park and, they just do what they need to do. We could see things get really wonky next week. Like, really wonky if big tech does what it needs to do. Snowflake now at $187. Oatly is at $2.25. Where's Fubo? Fubo, is that one rallying today? Fubo up 1.49%. Upstart at $48, up 1.29%. CRM, Salesforce, $231. Yeah, every stock is. Oh, Snapchat. I was talking about Snapchat yesterday on the stream. I was looking at this at $10. I do not think it deserves 13.52 of a stock price, right? $21 billion market cap. I don't think it deserves it. Snapchat doesn't have anything going for it at all. But the market's giving it a premium because every stock is continuing to go higher. Snapchat is losing a shit ton of money. They don't have the users and the monetization that Facebook or Google has. It's just not. It's an acquisition target. It's not a standalone company that I think will deliver shareholder return. I mean, you've been burned as a shareholder unless you rode it to 80 and then got the hell out. You have been absolutely decimated for the past 5 years. They IPO'd at $23 in 2017. You have been destroyed on this company. So to me, I don't think they're changing that this quarter. There's nothing they're going to announce. There's no VR, AR initiatives, nothing like that. But it's continuing to go up. And I was looking at it. It was at $8. Now it's at 13. There's nothing fundamental that has changed for Snapchat at all, other than the market has risen. And because the market has risen, it is carrying everybody with it, which means there will be some that have a hard pullback, but there will be some that sustain the momentum. Hopefully Palantir is one of them at $16.90. SoFi is one of them at $9.28. But a lot of these companies are continuing to go up. And again, the Q's at 380 at the 381. Amit, look at bandwidth, bro. I've not had a chance at all to go through the stock bandwidth. Okay, so Kevin says to look at bandwidth. They're $15.50, market cap of 387. Let's go to their website. Get a little bit of a look at these guys. Do you know the name of their website? I'm trying to find their website. Bandwidth Company. Bandwidth. Well, let's go to Yahoo Finance first and see what they've got going for them. All right, so let's look at Bandwidth. Thoughts on Figs? Figs is a public company. I have not seen Figs. Let me go to Figs, but let's look at Bandwidth first. Okay, so it has a market cap of 386 million. Let's actually look at some of the financials here. Total revenue 573 trailing 12 months. Gross profit 283 million. Operating expenses 262 on total revs of 573. Cost of revenue 334. That's actually not too bad. I'm assuming they're not profitable. Yeah, I would imagine. Correct me if you're wrong, Kevin. I don't think they're profitable yet. EBITDA at 55 million. What's their EV to EBITDA multiple? That's one thing I would like to know as well. What's their float? Yeah, some of the stuff Yahoo Finance always leaves out. Let me actually go to Seeking Alpha. Let's get a better understanding of them from there. This was as 11 when Kevin told me about it. I didn't get a chance to do a major deep dive. Bandwidth. Okay, so we've got some bears, we got some bulls on this one. Bandwidth, leading CPaaS provider poised for growth in the cloud communication market. Bandwidth is a leading provider, has seen increased demand for its services since COVID. It's also focusing on AI-driven customer experience interactions and has launched a product called Maestro to capitalize on the growth. Bandwidth's strong customer retention and growing demand for cloud communication services position it well for future growth. It is actively expanding its presence in Europe. I have a year-end price target of 20 on the stock. Interesting. So we got a $20 price target on the company from at least someone in the Seeking Alpha. All right, so here's a quick thesis. Bandwidth offers a global network that enables seamless integration of video messaging and emergency services into application. The pandemic has expedited the adoption of collaboration tools and remote work infrastructure, resulting in increased demand for cloud communication. Their differentiation lies in its comprehensive voice, CPaaS capabilities, global reach, and scalable capacity. I view the stock as a buy and have a year-end $20 price target based on an estimated $668 million in full year 2024 revenue and a 1.5 to EV sales multiple. 1.5 to EV sales is actually pretty cheap. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's not bad. They lowered expectations in terms of revenue and non-GAAP. They surpassed the lower expectations in non-GAAP and in terms of revenue and EPS. Company's revenue was 4% higher than consensus. Non-GAAP EPS was 0.3% higher. Okay, so it looks like they're free cash flow positive. They are losing money, so they're not GAAP profitable, but they're not entirely in a bad situation. And it's at $14.94. All right, I'll do a bigger deep dive on this. At a 381, see, here's the thing. It's a $381 million market cap. And now I'm getting a little bit more warm to any company that's below $1 billion, just because the market is rotating into some of these companies. And obviously the company fundamentals have to be there. There has to be something interesting there. But if it's below, that $4 or $5 billion range, the market is looking for opportunities because they're not trying to give Meta and Google all their money anymore. They're trying to go to greener pastures and see different forms of upside. And so market might be rotating there a little bit. Meta at $312 right now. SoFi at $9.22. Robinhood, this bad boy, at $12.46. Absolutely amazing run for Robinhood. Tesla now at $2.79 as well. Look at Coinbase. Coinbase has been up amazingly this week. I mean, Coinbase, yeah, it's up another 4% today. I think it's up like 40% this week. This is a stock, again, I should have looked in deeper when it was at $40. Just should have looked a little bit harder. And the one thing I'm trying to teach myself over this bear market is that when the next bear market comes, look a little deeper. Just think a little bit more. When a stock is down, don't immediately say, oh, it's a bad company. Oh, the stock market's down. Think a little harder. Use your brain. Be like, why is it at $46? How much is the volume? Is there really something here that the market's not understanding? Because the SEC wasn't going to ban Coinbase, no matter how much they threatened to. And even if they were, is the intrinsic value at $46? Probably not. And so there's something. And if Bitcoin's in a rotating cycle where it's coming to the upside, Coinbase has a lot of transaction revenue. Didn't think of it a month ago. Just didn't think of it. Should have thought harder. These are the lessons I'm trying to learn in this bear market. Look at that, $46.45. Beautiful, beautiful, more than 100% run here. As if it gets to 120 at 125, it's close to almost 300% from here. So not bad at all. Makes sense for Coinbase. Amazon about to hit 135. Cisco, look, I know we did a presentation on Cisco. Cisco to me is just not exciting because there's too many opportunities in growth stocks as the market's coming back to buy Cisco. The only reason you buy Cisco is for the dividend. You're not getting a lot of capital appreciation here. So Cisco's a great company, but if the market's rotating back to growth, I don't know why you buy a value stock like Cisco. It's not super exciting to me. Even the dividend, I mean, there's a better dividend on TFC and SLG. So look, it's a fine company to park some of your money in, but you're not going to see extreme growth over the next couple of quarters or even years, I would imagine. What's going on with TFC? Is TFC down today? TFC is down just a little bit. Yeah, it was up in the pre-markets. This is normal rotation stuff, right? Like TFC, a lot of these, first of all, they have earnings on the 20th. So we're going to see a lot of how they adjust on their earnings. They already guided for revenue decline, so that's going to be fine. As long as profits and deposits are good, they'll be fine. On a day when JP Morgan is up and some of the other banks are down, that means you're trying to get a little bit of a sell-off for some toots to get right back in. Remember, the fair value of TFC is $56. So TFC has a long way to go. My bet is that it can get to 45 in the next year and a half, but it is down just a little bit today. And it was, this is another thing, it gets dumped in the market open because it was up at 34 when JP Morgan reports earnings, which is great. And then obviously gets dumped as the market opens just because people take their profits and the market does what the market has to do. So Nvidia is booming. Nvidia is continuing to go higher. Is it? Nvidia. Yeah. Wow. $21. This is a small cap also at $3 billion. It was at $11, just continuing to push higher. Nvidia also has a really nice retail following on Twitter. So that's also probably pushing it a little bit higher as well. And that's doing what it needs to do. Palantir at $16.99. Let's see if we can get back into the 17s today, but $16.99, not a bad week at all for Palantir. All right, that's it for me, everyone. Thank you for being here, 458 people. This was awesome. This was a really, really fun week. I mean, look, a lot of money was made this week, at least on paper, so I hope everyone had a great week in terms of their portfolio. Let's see what next week carries. We've got Netflix, we've got Tesla, we've got a lot of big tech to see what's going to happen. So we got a lot to go through. We'll have SoFi weekly tonight. We'll have Palantir weekly tonight. Got a lot to talk about there. And we will continue going. I just remembered right now I have a meeting at 1 o'clock that I have to drive an hour to get to. I literally just remembered as I'm talking right now. So I have to go get ready for that. Probably not going to wear this suit because they're going to be like, why are you wearing a suit? But yeah, absolutely amazing week. Thank you everybody for joining. It means the world to me. I think we have 400 or 500 people every single day, which is super, super awesome. Super, super blessed to have you guys here. It's really, really fun to be able to talk to people in the morning, and it means a lot. So thank you all so much for being here. It's been an awesome week, and let's see what else we can do. 17 once again, 17 on Palantir. Now it's a 1692, but not bad. We'll see where it goes from there. Someone said one more thing. I want to answer one comment. Where was TTD? I like TTD. I know it's up really nicely. It's up more than 100%, I think, over the past couple of months. Trade Desk, it's a advertising digital. They make like a lot of the back end software for digital advertising. I've not invested in it, but it is a phenomenal company. I don't know about the valuation yet. I can look deeper into it, but TTD on a qualitative level, I like that company a lot from the research I did a couple months ago on it. All right, that's it. Have a great day. Have a great, great weekend. Drew, what's up? Tess, enjoy your weekend. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you guys tonight for SoFi and for Palantir Weekly. Bye, everyone.